was. He said, I didn't become the King's first minister to preside over this dismantling of the British Empire. To apply that in a very different context, I didn't become member for Pittwater in order to preside over the dismemberment of Pittwater Council. So please know that's the position I come from. But remember, this is an opportunity not just to instinctively stop change in a fearful sense. This is an opportunity to say, can change benefit us? And can change make our community stronger and safer and healthier? And if so, surely that's a good thing. Thanks very much.
I'm very interested to hear Rob Stokes quoting Winston Churchill. I thought he might have quoted, for example, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Because, quite frankly, the process that the New South Wales government has entered into gives no confidence whatsoever. It's one of the worst, most ad hoc sort of processes I've ever seen. Not only that, it sort of mirrors the changes in the planning laws, something of great interest to the Minister. Sorry he's not here for some of these comments, but I hope they're passed on. It was a privilege to have him, to mentor him a little bit. He's gone his own way. I'd love to mentor him a bit more tonight. What I'd like to say firstly is that what the New South Wales government has said in its planning laws is that from now on, because we have to accommodate a huge population increase in New South Wales, we have to bring in this draconian sort of system, which is basically a shotgun approach to everything, from development right through. What we're seeing in local government is just a microcosm of what really exists in the whole planning exercise. And what they really want to say to us is we haven't got time for the niceties of individuals. I thought, once upon a time I was in the Liberal Party, I thought that they looked after liberty of the individual and that sort of thing, and they looked after communities and they looked after environment. And I know that that's close to the Minister's heart, as he was formerly the Minister and is a fantastic environmental lawyer and so forth. But we are going to see a situation where everything individual, everything that's beautiful, if you put it bluntly, probably small local government, somebody said, is going to be sacrificed at the altar of corporate progress in New South Wales to make us number one. Congratulations, Mr. Baird, for what do they call him, Magic Mike, for getting us to there. That's great, but if you go off to Canberra to save somebody's tail up there, we're going to be left with the mess that has been made by this pathetic ad hoc approach. That is, economic rationalism left wild eventually becomes ultimate high-rise and the destruction of areas because we can't stand in the way of it. Because we know, unfortunately, that we're stupid people in a broad sense, that greed and stupidity go hand in hand, and the people come up with systems. They want to simplify, dumb down the system, and that's what it's all about. Now, option one, we're all absolutely in favour of, so we know that, we've seen the General Manager's history of it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm more worried in some ways about option two, because what it appears to be is a special offer made to Pittwater. That is, Ringa want to swallow us, they don't deserve much sympathy, so let's dismember them. And we'll have half here, and they can have the other half. Probably the people who want to come in, we haven't actually asked them, they haven't only gone through petitions and all the stuff we went through battling for the new council. No, that's going to be just the government saying, oh, bang, you're gone. Now that's disgraceful. Warringah is probably a council that needs its own council as much as we do. God knows they really do. They've failed many times over. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't keep trying. And we shouldn't just dispatch them. I'm serious about that. I know somebody would say that some of the people who come up with the idea of eating us up 30 seconds, heavens. I only just started on Ringo, I'm gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you know where I'm coming from. We're back at the barricades. We're back where we started from. Someone said tonight, what are you back on the barricades for? I said, because we're under threat. And look, it's not the answer to carve up everyone else. They want us to be disunified. They want us to split. And they want to divide and conquer. Don't let them do it. Stay firm, look after Little Hunters Hill, look after Lane Cove, which we got our inspiration from when they left Willoughby Council. Look after, don't think just Pittwater. Think about New South Wales local government, true local representation, not just for us, but for everybody.
I've only got three things to talk to you about. Firstly, the fact that we feel threatened. Secondly, we're angry. And thirdly, what are we going to do about it? We feel threatened because it was our democratic process that was born in this area 23 years ago. And here we are, back again, arguing about it, intimidated by a process in which we have no part. The human community values were not mentioned by Rob Stokes, nor are they contained in the briefing papers to IPART. So we're angry. We're not just threatened, we're angry. We feel we've been betrayed. I feel we've been betrayed by the politicians. We're on a process with IPART which is a sham. It's an absolute hoax. It has nothing to do with our voice. We were not consulted in the putting of IPART together. We had no say in the outcome. That's terrible. That's not what Robert fought for 23 years ago. I'd like to put the motion to the meeting that there be no change to Pittwater Council or to the boundaries without community support. Do I have a second to that motion?
I have a second.
Right. Harvey, thank you. Okay. Can I put the motion? I put the motion to the meeting. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against? Yeah, aye. Motion carried unanimously.
Very frustrating when the people don't have their say. Look, one speaker said the process isn't about us. It is about us. It must be about us. We would not have health services at Mona Vale if you people hadn't stood up and fought for 10 years to get them. We would have buildings like they have in DY if Robert and the rest of all of us hadn't stood up, if all of us hadn't had our say. And this motion is a beauty because it says there must not be any changes until you've had your say. It's spot on. I support it absolutely.
I have a proposed amendment, if the proposer would accept it, that this meeting therefore seeks unequivocal ministerial reaffirmation of the Liberal government's 2011 pledge that there will be no forced amalgamation.
Yes, and against the amendment.